My roommates suck. Yeah, anyway, they just really do. If they ever see this, too bad y'all kind of just suck. Y'all suck so bad. Anyway, getting into today's video, I hope you guys are ready for, I think it's going to be next week. Just like I said last week, it's just been a lot with the new job lately. I plan to have some interviews get going for next week. So stay tuned for that because I'm super excited to get into those. Anyway, today's posters is going to start with this Tap poster. And if you don't know who that is, his nickname is down there in the bottom, but this is Bill Robinson, or Bill Bojangles Robinson. If you aren't familiar with him, look at this commercial.
We want Shirley! We want Shirley!
From Baby Take a Bow to Curly Top and Heidi, America's favorite little darling, Shirley Temple.
Right there, I know that man looks familiar. That is him tap dancing with young Shirley Temple, as in a couple of her commercials and just movies in general. They were tap dancing together. He became a dance coach for her in some aspects, and taught her just a couple of his iconic dances. But he was one of the most influential black dancers and singers of his age, and kind of paved the way for just black dancers and singers kind of breaking out in Hollywood in general. Like, in the research that I did for this poster, because my girlfriend is a tap dancer, and going to actually look at very influential figures, I found Bill Bojangles Robinson, and I chose him because of his nickname, and then found out that, oh my god, he danced with Shirley Temple, a commercial that I saw like crazy as a kid. But yeah, here we have this very iconic pose that he would strike during some of his dance scenes. He would always like raise his hand while, like, especially going down the stairs, through some of his numbers, he would raise and then continue to sing. That became a staple for what he would kind of do. This actually does come from our inspiration being another dance poster with this lady here with the maracas seeming to be performing herself. So I wanted to take that and obviously recreate it in my own way. And I took the same red that is in the background there, and luckily I didn't actually outline these. So this is Montserrat Black, both top and the bottom, and Tap to kind of show what his main form of artistic expression was, with his nickname being down here, just using, like I said, the color and not doing it directly behind him. I was going to try to do it directly behind, but I think having the overlap with the shadow just looked better, as if this was the wall while his shadow was kind of being projected onto the wall behind him there. And I think this composition is both simple but also effective, because it does frame him very nicely and it tells you what is happening, while also creating a somewhat floor down here with the Bojangles tag right there. So with that all being said, it's a very simple first poster. The research that actually went behind it gets more extensive, so this makes me actually really like this poster, and my girlfriend also really likes this poster, so this is definitely one that we might print in the future. Of course, we're gonna have to go through all my posters and print out the ones that will fit the aesthetic of the house that we get to move to in a little while. I'm excited for that. Anyway, let's move on to the second one. Here for our second poster, we have the Uzumaki poster. Now, if you aren't familiar with the manga series and more recently the anime Uzumaki, it's pretty much just a bunch of like horror short stories that have to deal with spirals, as the word Uzumaki means spiral in Japanese. And if you've ever watched Naruto, yes, his last name means spiral. Looking at all of this, getting the typeface out of the way, it is called Nightmare 5, and I thought it just fit really well because it was also very grungy and was able to contrast pretty well with this more realistic eye that I wanted to use here. And of course, in the iris here, forming down into the more focal pupil in the middle there, I have the iconic spiral from Uzumaki. This is pretty much just a one-to-one, I believe. No, actually, it's not. I made that spiral. I just based it heavily off of the spiral that kind of shows up in the logo of it. But I even added this black border to make it feel more confined, so you have to actually look towards the middle here. But I think it works really well, especially coming off of our inspiration here being Play It Louder. And I thought of doing another poster with a more retro character, but having already done that with the gambling one earlier, I wanted to actually have it where I used the spiral here, and I immediately thought of Uzumaki and came up with this. Now, I did obviously have to do a little more research as well to figure it out, because I hadn't watched the anime because I just heard it was bad pretty much immediately. But through a little bit of looking and just figuring out that I could just use an eye for it, because there was an episode where an eye kind of had the spiral in it. But one of the most iconic ones is like the woman with the spiral starting in her eye and like going into her head. That's one of the most iconic versions of that. And I wanted to do kind of what the beginning stage of that looks like, where it's kind of just started in the eye and then progressed through the head. Just super simple, black and white, kind of just to match with the manga style. This is 2 anime posters in 1 year. I think I came off of year 2 with the JJK poster, kind of wanting to do more anime stuff. So I kind of did that with year 3. I had the Vinland Saga poster and now the Uzumaki poster here. There shouldn't be any more. I don't really want to do a bunch of anime posters and kind of just fall into that. I much prefer making my own stuff, but with the ones that I have made, I really did enjoy making them. But in the future, I'm gonna try to stray away from just falling into the anime category here. That's going to be our second poster. We get to look at the last one for today's video. Ooh, okay. I loved making this poster. Now, this poster actually comes off of the back of someone at work actually watching through the entire Star Wars movie series. I think he just started with the 4, 5, and 6 and then went back to watch 1, 2, 3. He might have switched it up a little bit, but regardless, he was watching all of the Star Wars movies, or at least the original Star Wars movies. And I decided to go with episode 3, one of the most iconic movies, Revenge of the Sith. And this details Anakin's fall to the dark side and his face-off against Obi-Wan. One of my favorite movies. I mean, it's just super iconic. With the "don't try it, Anakin, I have the high ground," and then like, "you were like a brother to me," and then him just screaming, "I hate you," and then lunging at him, fully giving in. Even just this iconic scene right here is Anakin looking up at Obi-Wan from below him, and then Obi-Wan simply saying, "Don't try it," I thought was just super cool, and I wanted to adapt the scene here with cooler tones on Obi-Wan here, kind of just symbolizing that he is in the light, while Anakin falls darker and is more warmer in his tones, especially in the skin here, to show that he is falling to the dark side. And it can even be seen in their like eye colors here, with the whites of the eyes being a lot warmer and even just a lot cooler over here. And then in the middle, of course, we have them clashing, with Anakin being here and Obi-Wan being here, and them clashing in the middle here. And I wanted to add the iconic like eruption of lava happening up in the middle here as their clash happens. And of course, for our typeface, I did use the SF Distant Galaxy. It's pretty much just the Star Wars typeface, and I thought it was just a really good use of it. But yeah, I kind of denied it when I was younger, but I have really come to terms with I just really enjoy Star Wars. Star Wars is a super iconic series, and I love it. Star Wars is awesome. Now, this does come off of the back of this very juxtaposed poster, being this very nice and cute like table set here. And I actually chose this to kind of go into this because it was very sharp, and for some reason, I saw these two faces, and thinking back to my coworker was just like, yeah, I can do a Star Wars poster. That'll be fine. So I just came to this and started doing it, and I really enjoyed the crap out of doing this, just using even just the borders, because even just having this, I tried out just having this, and I thought even that looks really cool. At least personally, I thought it looked really cool. But of course, with the backdrop on, you get the full scene, and I don't know. I just really like this poster. In fact, on my own personal media server, I'm probably going to be getting all the Star Wars movies because I haven't yet. Speaking of, you guys haven't gotten into home labbing yet. It's great. Yeah, it costs money, but I run a Minecraft server and a Terraria server off my own personal game server. I have a media server and on a different machine. And then once I move, I'm probably going to be setting up a Pi-hole server, just with like a little Raspberry Pi, just to do a network-wide ad block for myself. I'm super into home labbing. I love learning about it, and it has afforded me more experience and hopefully some professional experience in the future. Those are going to be all the posters. Sorry about the little tangent there. I hope you guys enjoyed all of them. Please let me know what your favorite one was. And as always, I hope you guys are ready for the interviews coming. I say that so much. I've been saying that for the past like 3 weeks. So get ready for the interviews, but seriously, they're coming soon. So I hope you guys are ready. But that's going to be really all from me. If you guys could like the video and of course subscribe, because that'd be great. Comment down below to, like I said, let me know what your favorite video was, poster was. And of course, if you guys do enjoy all of them, go over to my website, because that's where they all are. But yeah. Bye-bye. Love you.